So celebrities have been melting down ever since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and said that states could introduce laws that restricted or banned abortion entirely. Now, the latest celebrity to melt down is Zara Larsson, Sony Music, top singer in the world, #1 hit Midnight Sun. We're going to talk about that and more. That's today on The Dr. Joe Show. So thank you for joining us today. It's going to be a pretty quick episode because we're just going to do some reacts to some of the things celebrities have been saying on abortion. I'm not sure. Do you know who Zara Larsson is, darling?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. When a celebrity speaks, I listen. They always have something insightful to say in my experience.
All right. So I reckon our daughters possibly have been listening to Zara Larsson. If so, we're going to have to have a word.
That.
Yeah, we're going to have to have a word. I didn't know who she was, but this popped up on my feed, so I started and I checked her out and I realised I have listened to some of her songs. I think I've heard them through the kids. Anyway.
That's unacceptable.
It is, it really is, because look at what she says. So Zara Larsson had a fan who attended a concert and then clipped her singing Midnight Sun. And the fan wrote, "I didn't know I was pregnant here, but at least my baby got to hear Midnight Sun before I aborted it." Now, Zara Larsson, who has millions of followers, like 10 million on Instagram alone, another 10 million on TikTok, so role model to little girls everywhere. She actually goes in and replies to this fan's random video and comment, and she writes, "I killed the performance and then you killed it after the performance." I can't do the rolling R thing, but, what do you make of that? Like, I killed the performance and then you killed it after the performance.
I don't really know what to say.
Oh.
It's just... look, we just did an episode on the Ayatollah from Iran. I feel like we're sort of in the same episode. We just substituted him with some, just some evil, liberal, woke women instead.
Well,
it's the same murderous ideology, just different way of expressing it.
Two extremely privileged, powerful women just casually laughing at the genocide of unborn babies, right? At least one.
Yeah, I guess subjugation of the weak is fun. I guess that's the takeaway,
I mean, at least we should be grateful that they're not hiding behind euphemisms like reproductive rights or, healthcare. Like, they're just calling it murder. That's good, right? Like, the girl that murdered her child is actually saying...
It's good.
Yeah, the girl that murdered her child said, at least my baby got to hear Midnight Sun, like, before I aborted it. So she's referencing the fact that she killed a baby. She's referencing that it is a baby. And she's referencing that a baby can hear. And then Zara said, I killed it, I killed it. Like... Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's shocking. All right. This is now... Kerry Washington. You know how you sometimes come into the bedroom and I'm just binging on shows that you'll never watch with me. So Scandal is one of those. I don't know. I regret watching all of that.
You're into a lot of really bad shit.
I know. He judges me for it. And I probably deserve to be judged because these are... I am actually trying to cut it out because I think I do lose brain cells. I tell him it's for research. I'm researching the culture. But then that's not entirely honest because, as you point out, I'm really enjoying watching these shows that are just terrible. Anyway, Kerry Washington is the lead in Scandal. There's actually an abortion scene in that TV series. Here she is talking about her own abortion.
A lot of times we have our reproductive lives cloaked in secrecy. We don't talk about our abortions or our miscarriages or adoption or infertility. We have a lot of shame around it. And so I wanted to tell the story because I felt like it's not, having an abortion doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah, it does.
The right to have an abortion is an important right. It's part of my agency as a woman. It's fine if you don't agree with abortion. It's fine if you don't think you want to have one, but you don't get to tell me what to do with my body and make the choices that are right for me.
She sounds so confident. She's like, we have a lot of shame, but it's actually fine. Okay. All right, it's fine.
Yeah.
She really doesn't look like she actually doesn't look like she really believes her own bullshit.
She says it doesn't make me a bad person. She says, it's fine if you don't want to have one, but you can't tell me not to have one.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do with my own body. You can't tell me that I'm bad for killing my babies.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. It's
well, we can.
Yeah.
Are we not just exercising our own human autonomy and agency? By using our vocal cords to say that you're a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, if you're allowed to kill your children, then we're totally allowed to also say that you're an evil psychopath. Isn't that just bodily autonomy on both sides?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on.
All right, last react. This is Michelle Williams in her speech at the Golden Globes.
Such a breath of fresh air listening to these celebrities.
Yeah, and I love how these award ceremonies.
Normally we only hear from stupid people, but then we get to hear the sage words of celebrities.
All right, Michelle Williams. And, award ceremonies now, they're just always making these political speeches about Trump, about the climate, about BLM.
That's important, though. They're doing important advocacy.
Yeah. Do these people not realise that we just like them because they act well? They're pretty and they act well.
They definitely don't realise that.
They somehow think it's like the Kate Blanchett thing where she's thinks she's the moral arbiter of the country. But
she is. She's Galadriel. Oh no, hang on.
No, who is she?
No, that was just a role.
Yeah, that went to her head, her Lord of the Rings role. All right, Michelle.
When you put this in someone's hands, you're acknowledging the choices that they make as an actor, moment by moment, scene by scene, day by day, but you're also acknowledging the choices they make as a person. The education they pursued, the training they sought, the hours they put in. I'm grateful for the acknowledgement of the choices I've made, and I'm also grateful to have lived at a moment in our society where choice exists, because as women and as girls, things can happen to our bodies that are not our choice. I've tried my very best to live a life of my own making, and not just a series of events that happened to me, but one that I could stand back and look at and recognize my handwriting all over, sometimes messy and scrawling, sometimes careful and precise, but one that I had carved with my own hand. And I wouldn't have been able to do this without employing a woman's right to choose. To choose when to have my children and with whom, when I felt supported and able to balance our lives, knowing, as all mothers know, that the scales must and will tip towards our children. Now, I know my choices might look different than yours, but thank God, or whomever you pray to, that we live in a country founded on the principle that I am free to live by my faith and you are free to live by yours.
All right, my faith requires me to sacrifice 3,000 30-year-old liberal woke women to my God on the top of a pyramid every Sunday afternoon. Where is my freedom, Michelle? That's all I can say. Where is my freedom to practice my faith?
I just find it so nauseating. They do this big build up to, so she talks about all of this stuff and then she gets to, I can do all of this because I was allowed to kill my child. It's just.
Yeah, and she built her life, carved it with her own pen. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
What the heck does that even mean, carve it? Anyway.
Yeah.
Except of course, it's nice to have the freedom to carve your own life with your own pen, but you don't want to go taking responsibility for your own choices to have sex,
Yeah.
No, if you do that and you have a baby, then, well, it's nice to be able to, eliminate that consequence and responsibility that I've brought upon myself in my own life.
Yeah, the obvious point, these people all exist. She's allowed to carve her own life with her pen because her mother gave life to her and didn't kill her, right? But she just hasn't given that same equivalent treatment to her own children,
Yeah, but you got to remember that the Oscar, it's not just a recognition of her acting, it's a recognition of her as a person.
Well, I think this was the Golden Globes, but same thing.
Same bullshit.
Yeah. All of this to say, these celebrities are just emblematic of a culture that's broken and that's sick. For Zara Larsson to write that, I killed it, you killed it, and so did I in the performance, like that's, it just tells you where we're at. And we've been doing street interviews. You can check them out in the Street Talk series. But you're getting these young women, like these two young women I spoke to, one compared, killing a full-term baby by injecting them in the heart with poison and then delivering them dead. She said, and I said, then the baby goes in the bin. And she said, if you cut off my finger, it would go in the bin. And you ask her the question, like, are you really comparing your finger to a distinct individual human organism, like a baby, a whole person? And you just see like they've never been asked the tough questions. Like those two particular girls came into that street interview going, I'm going to own this. Like, we know, they knew who I was, actually. Like, that tends to happen now because we're reaching so many people online. So they knew who I was. They went into that conversation thinking they would own it. But you can watch the conversation and just see that they clearly don't.
One could almost say that they were the ones who were ultimately owned.
And then, another girl who works in healthcare came up to me. She knew who I was, and she was against killing a baby 30 seconds after birth. So I asked her, well, what's the difference 30 seconds before? And you could see like her brain just hurting over that. Yeah.
It's funny, because these women look good, right?
Yeah.
Like they look good. Like they actually do. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them end up going, they get the plastic surgery happening and it goes downhill very fast. But the young celebrities look good, but their brains are just full of nothing. Honestly, they just are. Like, they have no capacity to even defend their own insane ideology. Like, they come up to you and they're like, I'm going to own this woman, because they've seen all of these like boss babes doing their speeches in front of these curated crowds of people who think identically to them in every way. And that's all they've ever thought about. The rest of their time apparently just, what does it go into?
It's interesting. I think this is the legacy of the late 1960s, when the feminist movement joined up with the abortion movement, and then you get the sexual revolution in the 1970s. I've been reading a book, I think it's called Sex and the Catholic Feminist, and it's a chick who was pro-abortion and worked for Cosmo, and she literally divulges, I'll put it in the show notes so you can get the book yourself, it's excellent, but she literally shows how the founding editor of Cosmo wanted them to create the Cosmo girl, and she had this lifestyle that all these girls now are trying to live. It's just like, I can have sex with whoever, whenever. I need abortion, I use contraception, I'm a boss babe at the office, but the legacy of that life is not one of fulfillment and happiness. Like, are any of these people happy?
Oh, they were. I saw, because they when they know that the camera is filming them, they have this smile on their face. It's very radiant, and you can tell that they're satisfied and happy inside their souls.
Yeah, it's really sad that these girls who I street interview, they're just like mindlessly taking this on, okay? That's why we exist. So if you haven't subscribe to this channel, share our video. If you haven't signed up to the database, drjoannahowe.com.au, please do, because we have to take the culture back. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining, darling.
It's a pleasure.
I really appreciate you being here. That's today on the Dr. Jo Show.